My husband and I are the co-stewards of this site, but we work with a group of volunteers called the North Branch Restoration Project, and our project has actually been working with the forest preserves since 1977. And we need to talk to the public about what kind of processes shaped these natural areas in northeastern Illinois and what kind of threats there are, what we need to do to mitigate those threats and make sure that our natural areas continue to be healthy. It's also extremely important to work with the land manager to get fire back into the equation, because fire is in many ways like oxygen to us. You can't really have nature in northeastern Illinois without fire. Buckthorn was introduced from Europe and Asia, brought in as a shrub, makes a very nice shrub, hedge for people's yards. But the plant also produces lots of juicy blackberries that the birds eat. They then fly into the woods, sit on a branch, they poop and plant those seeds, and the buckthorn then begins to grow here. Normally, historically, that would not have been a problem, because these woodlands, prairies, savannas, all of our natural areas for the most part had periodic regular fire. And buckthorn is not happy with fire. So when it burns, the little seedlings that you see here will be killed by fire. But for a long time, we thought, oh, fire is bad, so we suppressed fire. And as a consequence, buckthorn and some other species were allowed to grow up to the point where they created a huge amount of shade, killed off the native wildflowers and grasses and sedges. And so our goal in dealing with that threat is to cut the buckthorn and some other woody species. Again, let the light back in onto the ground so that the flowers such as mayapple and trillium and sedges and so forth have enough energy to produce seed. When we talk about management, we talk about getting to a maintenance phase, which is the natural conditions under which these woodlands and savannas evolved or were shaped in the past still are in effect. So we return the natural conditions, and then the system will take care of itself. There are probably two major things that keep us involved. Number one is watching the response of the land. When you see an area that had problems and you see it after 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years of management, and you see the incredible response and how beautiful and lush and healthy it is, you understand how resilient nature is if we give it a chance. I mean, there's nothing like the experience of knowing that you were part of helping that to happen. The other thing that's important to us is seeing the reconnection of people with nature. Many people who live in the city, they think you have to go to Wisconsin or Colorado or wherever to see nature, and here we've got nature in our own backyard. Like most of our woodlands, it has some problems, and so we've been working here to take care of those problems and make sure that this place continues to last in a healthy way, in a healthy state for future generations.